It's October 8th, 2025, and the city that never sleeps, New York City, is once again the beating heart of America's political drama. The NYC mayoral race is entering its decisive phase, and the latest borough-by-borough polling averages from race to the WH reveal a fascinating portrait of a city in transition, split between old-school establishment power, conservative grit, and a new wave of progressive energy. Let's take a closer look at how the numbers are shaping up across all 5 boroughs. The Bronx, the working-class heart of NYC. In the Bronx, the city's historic working-class core, Zohran Mamdani leads the race with 39.4% of the vote. The progressive candidate's message of housing reform, labor rights, and community-driven policies continues to strike a powerful chord with Bronx voters. Trailing him is Andrew Cuomo, the former New York governor, with 28.7%. Cuomo's campaign banks on his experience and name recognition, but his establishment image seems to be struggling to connect with younger and working-class demographics. Curtis Sliwa, the conservative voice and founder of the Guardian Angels, secures 12.1%, maintaining a small yet loyal base among Bronx residents focused on law and order. Brooklyn, the progressive stronghold. Across the East River in Brooklyn, Mamdani's momentum only grows stronger. He commands an overwhelming 48.8%, dominating the borough that has become a symbol of grassroots activism and progressive politics. Cuomo trails far behind at 19.3%, and Sliwa sits at 10.9%. Brooklyn voters appear to be rallying behind Mamdani's call for affordable housing, climate justice, and economic equality. The same forces that helped redefine New York's left-wing politics over the past decade. Manhattan, power, policy, and the polls. In Manhattan, the city's political and financial capital, Zohran Mamdani continues his surge with 50.8% support, crossing the halfway mark. For a candidate who once faced skepticism about his reach beyond Queens, this number signals a citywide breakthrough. Andrew Cuomo maintains 26.8%, with his campaign focusing heavily on experience and stability, hoping to appeal to older, moderate Manhattan voters. Meanwhile, Curtis Sliwa records 9.5%, a modest share in a borough that has historically leaned liberal. Queens, the home turf battle. Queens, Mamdani's political home turf, tells a more competitive story. Here, Mamdani leads with 39.6%, but the gap narrows. Cuomo follows with 26.3%, and Sliwa surges to 21.7%, reflecting his appeal among working-class families and independent voters who feel left out of both major camps. Queens, known for its diversity and its mix of immigrant and middle-class neighborhoods, could become the decisive battleground in this election, where enthusiasm and turnout will decide whether Mamdani's movement can truly go citywide. Staten Island, the conservative cornerstone. And finally, Staten Island, the city's most conservative borough, tells a completely different story. Here, Curtis Sliwa takes a commanding lead with 38.9%, fueled by his tough-on-crime stance and local outreach. Zohran Mamdani sits at 25.4%, a surprising showing for a progressive candidate in a traditionally right-leaning borough, while Andrew Cuomo holds 21.7%, trying to bridge the city's political extremes. Across all 5 boroughs, one pattern stands out. Zohran Mamdani is leading the race. Andrew Cuomo remains the establishment challenger, and Curtis Sliwa is holding his ground as the conservative alternative. The numbers reveal more than just polling data. They reflect a shift in New York's political identity. From the Bronx to Brooklyn, voters are signaling a hunger for new leadership, one that speaks to housing affordability, economic fairness, and social reform. But with weeks still left before Election Day, the landscape could shift fast. Cuomo's team is doubling down on TV ads and endorsements. Sliwa is rallying Staten Island's working-class voters. And Mamdani's grassroots network is mobilizing across every subway line and street corner in the city. This isn't just a race for City Hall. It's a battle for the soul of New York. Stay tuned, because in a city that never sleeps, the politics never stop moving.